In an alternate world, the fire of Sparta never went out. Instead of fading into history after the Peloponnesian War, the warrior city-state adapted, hardened, and, against all odds, survived. While the rest of Greece fractured, Sparta reformed. They saw what doomed empires: stagnation, pride, and tradition that refused to evolve. In this world, the ephors realized something crucial. Iron alone would not rule tomorrow, knowledge would. So Sparta opened its gates, not to foreign rule, but to foreign ideas. Captured engineers, philosophers, and craftsmen were not enslaved but absorbed, placed under the guidance of Spartan overseers who understood the value of skill as much as strength. Slowly, whispers spread across the Aegean that a new Sparta was rising. A Sparta that trained both the body and the mind. From this fusion came something unimaginable for the ancient age: early experimentation with primitive mechanisms, gear-driven devices, and hydraulic machines. While Rome basked in expansion, the Spartans scoured the known world for anything that could amplify power. By the time the first century dawned, they were building more than shields and spears. They were constructing the foundations of a mechanical revolution. Imagine a Spartan army equipped not only with bronze and discipline, but with early repeating ballistae mounted on reinforced wagons, pulled by teams of horses bred for endurance. Imagine soldiers trained from birth not just to fight, but to maintain and repair complex war machines. While other kingdoms debated philosophy, Sparta engineered it into metal. By the medieval age in our world, Sparta in this timeline had already reached something resembling a proto-industrial society. Water wheels powered forges, workshop districts clanged day and night. The agoge began teaching mathematics, physics, and metallurgy alongside combat. Instead of resisting change, they weaponized it. When neighboring states realized the scale of what Sparta was becoming, alliances formed against them, but it was too late. Sparta had moved past hoplites and phalanxes. Their infantry marched with laminated early steel armor. Their ships carried pressurized flame projection systems, crude ancestors of flamethrowers. Their war factories could forge weapons at a rate unheard of in the ancient world. Athens fell first, Corinth submitted, Macedon resisted, but the machine legions of Sparta crushed them. The dream of Alexander was reborn, not under a philosopher king, but under an iron-fisted warrior society powered by early industry. The Spartan Empire spread across the Mediterranean like wildfire. But the true tipping point came when they discovered steam. In our world, steam engines emerged in the 18th century. But in this alternate timeline, Spartan inventors experimenting with pressure-driven weaponry stumbled upon a radical concept centuries early, converting boiling water into mechanical motion. At first, it powered mills, then bellows, then transport carts capable of moving without horses. Other civilizations stared in disbelief as smoke-billowing Spartan wagons climbed hills without animal or slave labor. Rome, still powerful, still expanding, realized the threat and prepared for war. What followed became known as the Iron Clash, a battle that rewrote global history. Roman legions marched in tight formations, confident as ever, but they were met by steam-driven mobile artillery platforms blasting explosive clay shells packed with black powder. The Roman shield walls shattered as if they were made of straw. Their cavalry could not outrun machines. Their infantry could not close the distance before a storm of mechanized fire shredded them. When Rome fell, the world understood. Sparta had become unstoppable. Under Spartan rule, Europe industrialized a millennium early. Smokestacks rose over once quiet towns. Armaments factories churned out steel, rifles, and mechanical engines far ahead of their time. Roads transformed into early railways, Spartan overseers standardized education and engineering, societies modernized not through democracy or commerce, but through relentless militaristic efficiency. But even Sparta could not escape the consequences of its own success. As their empire modernized, factions emerged. Some Spartans believed that eternal warfare was the state's destiny, that every citizen must remain a soldier first. Others argued that industry demanded stability, growth, and innovation, not endless conflict. The heart of Sparta split between the old warrior code and the new industrial power. Meanwhile, the rest of the world tried to catch up. Egypt reverse-engineered Spartan engines. Persia acquired stolen Spartan rifles. The Germanic tribes adapted Spartan rail technology to mobilize faster than ever before. A global arms race erupted centuries early. Soon the world resembled the late 19th century, but in the medieval timeline. Air balloons carried reconnaissance troops. Ironclad warships patrolled the Mediterranean. Steam cavalry, mechanical riding machines charged into battle, terrifying enemies with their noise and speed. Gunpowder weapons became widespread. And at the center of it all stood Sparta, the origin of this accelerated march of warfare. Yet progress brings risks. As factories expanded, so did pollution, disease, and unrest. Non-Spartan citizens, forced to supply the empire's massive industrial appetite, rebelled. Territories once held by fear demanded autonomy. Even within Sparta itself, younger generations questioned the agoge and its harsh training. What good was a spear when the world ran on steel and steam? Sensing weakness, rival nations formed a grand coalition. Egypt, Persia, the Germanic Confederation, and the remnants of Rome's northern provinces. They launched a coordinated strike, believing the industrial beast might finally be vulnerable. What followed was the first true world war, centuries before ours. Sparta responded with shocking innovation. They unveiled early armored landships, ancestors of tanks. They deployed long-range rifled cannons capable of firing over hills. And for the first time in history, they launched primitive rockets. Simple black powder missiles guided only by hope and mathematics, but devastating nonetheless. The coalition crumbled within years, but victory came at a cost. The Spartan Empire, though successful, was exhausted, its economy strained, its people wanted peace. Its leaders disagreed about the future. Industrialization had made Sparta strong, but it also made the world unpredictable. In the final years of the empire, the ephors made one last attempt to unify the state. They announced the Helot reforms, a radical policy granting rights, education, and even military positions to non-Spartans. It was meant to modernize society, to turn all citizens into contributors rather than subjects, but it was too late. The world had learned the tools of industry, the world had learned warfare on a scale Sparta never imagined, and now the world pushed back. Eventually, the empire fractured, not from defeat, but from evolution. Territories broke away, building their own industrial nations. Sparta itself transformed, no longer a warrior state, but a technological republic shaped by centuries of innovation. Yet one truth remained undeniable. Sparta changed the world forever. Their early industrialization dragged humanity into a mechanical age millennia before its time. Wars became deadlier, nations rose and fell faster. Technology surged far beyond what ancient minds could fathom. In this alternate timeline, the modern world did not belong to philosophers, kings, or merchants. It belonged to the successors of a small Greek city-state that refused to die. A world forged in the furnaces of Sparta. A world where discipline met invention, where warriors became engineers, and where industry itself was born in the shadow of the spear. A world where Sparta never fell because it reinvented war before war could reinvent it.